This is question 4 of the derivatives of trig functions assignment. Differentiate with respect to t. So y equals -7 sine pi minus t. So our general chain rule function for sine, y equals sine of u, y prime is u prime times cosine of u. So our u is pi minus t. So pi is a constant, so our variable is t, and there's a negative. So u prime is -1. So we're going to do d dt. -7 is just a constant multiple. Sine pi minus t. So we're going to put a -1 times -7 times cosine of u, which is pi minus t. Negative times negative is a positive, so 7 cosine pi minus t, looks ugly, t. So we're going to put that in. So 7 cos, and I'm going to put in a parenthesis pi minus t, close the parenthesis. We'll check answer. Excellent. Now, could we do that in the calculator? Absolutely. Shift minus, and our variable is t, so we're going to put in a t there. Tab -7 trig sine, and then put in pi minus t. Ooh, that is not the same as what we got by hand and the book said was okay. So there's a couple of things we can do here. We can check what the calculator says against what we got. So 7 cosine pi minus t. It says it's true. Okay, if you don't care, then, and I think the book would also take this answer. If you don't care, you can stop the video now. If you would like an explanation of why cosine pi minus t is the same thing as negative cosine of t, you can hang around. So we're going to go to, this is a set of identities. So identities expressing trig functions in terms of their supplements. So the supplement of an angle is 180 minus the angle, and pi radians is 180 degrees. So that's where that supplement comes from. So sine of pi minus theta is just sine theta. And this is the one we're working with. Cosine of pi minus an angle is the negative of cosine. So we're going to go to the calculator and take a look at that in graphs. So here's y equals cosine of an angle, and in the calculator you got to use x instead of theta. So I've changed my window to -2 pi to 2 pi, so I get a full period on each side of the y-axis, and I change the vertical to -2 to 2. If we do a negative in front of the x, because this is symmetrical about the y-axis, we're not going to see anything. So I'm going to put the negative in there, and this function and this function are exactly the same. So now I'm going to go to F3, and now I've got the negative x, which doesn't do anything, but plus pi is going to move me over to the left by pi. So I'm going to put that in. So there is negative x plus pi. But that's the same thing as pi minus x. So we're going to use the pink one, and I'm going to turn off everything except for the original cosine and the F4, which is the magenta one. So we've got those two functions. And if I look at this, this is the original cosine just reflected over the x-axis. So we go to here, negative cosine of x. So the green and the magenta are the same. So this is the same thing as negative cosine of x. The calculator has those rules programmed in, so it will just automatically switch from pi minus t to negative cosine of t. And that's why there's a difference. And that concludes this video.